This episode of Real Garbage is brought to you by telepathy. Listen, I know what you're thinking. This guy, right?
This episode is also brought to you by Maskne, getting your own face hotboxed all day, every day.
Ugh.
This is Real Garbage.
Do you have to wear a mask like all day at work?
Yeah, at one of my jobs. Not at the pub, at my other one.
Man, I wouldn't want to do that at all. I've had to
No.
wear like a dust mask at work for maybe a half an hour at a time while I'm cutting something. Then that's enough for me to just hate them.
It sucks. And like you're talking to people all day. So your hot breath is just hitting back at your face. And like you take it off to like go on your break or go to the bathroom and your face feels so wet but dry at the same time because the carbon monoxide's like dehydrating your skin. And then you get maskne.
Jayden, do you have to wear a mask?
No.
No?
They've never asked me. I just didn't want to. They have masks there. They've provided them if I wanted to put one on. But I only work with two people. I work in a shop, so I'm not dealing with customers or anything like that. And the two guys that I work with are roommates, and they're also like my best friends in an island. So it's
Nice.
like I hang out with them and play poker. They're part of my bubble. You know what I mean?
You got to have everything. Yeah, we all had our COVID bubble. Thankfully,
Yeah.
Katie was part of my COVID bubble.
Nice, yeah.
She's got the grandparents at home, so she's being extra careful. So
Yeah,
it's
for
perfect.
sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't have to stop doing this. We got Jayden back again. If you
Yeah.
recognize. Yeah, you were only a voice last time.
Yeah, no,
we got video.
that's the way I like it.
Hey, you're going to be on camera. God damn it. Surprise.
Cancel the cameo.
Yeah, I went and bought this new jacket, and I was like, yeah, new video podcast jacket. And immediately, I'm like, this
Hell
is
yeah.
gonna be off. It's like the worst material ever.
What's that whooshing sound?
No, it's just my arms hitting my belly. That's it.
At least you're going to stay dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's up? What's new? I haven't seen you in you haven't been down here in 6 months? When were we on here last? Was it this year?
Podcast, it was
March.
March?
No.
Yeah, March 16th.
Was it?
What?
Phew, okay.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
You won't even hear.
Wasn't March 16th? Was
I
it?
dead
Oh.
ass. Look it up. Con Air, March 16th.
Oh, wow.
I'm like an elephant.
Wow.
So I picked this movie as well, and when I picked this movie, I didn't realize they were both done in 1997.
Yeah.
And I find it weird that I was like, both of these movies that are like, I hate, they're so bad and I like them, but I was 2 when they came out. So I don't know how I knew about them even, but
Here we are.
here we are.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
This one was... I hadn't seen this since... I forgot it was Disney. I really
I know,
forgot it was
right?
Disney. But it makes sense.
I found out during my trivia. That's my shtick. I do trivia all the time on all the movies.
I looked at 2.
I found out that Robin Williams almost didn't do this. Like he had to like make peace with Disney and
Yeah.
apologize.
Oh.
What was it about,
What-
though?
yeah,
I just saw
what-
Make
So-
Peace. I didn't see the reasoning.
He when he did Aladdin, he did it with an agreement to Disney,
remember this.
don't use my likeness or my voice to sell products. Like I don't want to see myself as a toy at Burger King or McDonald's or don't use my likeness or my voice to sell merch.
And he wanted the movie to like stand out for itself,
Yes.
and he didn't want like Robin Williams to be the star of this movie. He was like, it's got to be
Yeah.
this movie because it's a good movie, not just because I'm in it.
Exactly. And then Disney agreed to it and they had like a verbal agreement, but I guess nothing was like written in stone. And sure enough, they used his likeness and his voice for some sort of like commercial or ad. Half of it in the beginning was to promote the movie, but then the rest of it was completely not about the movie at all. And they like took Robin Williams as a genie and dubbed out all the dialogue from the movie and added in like clips of other voice work to like do this ad. And he was like, fuck you.
That's not what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Disney
Did
didn't
that,
do,
yeah.
didn't do what they agreed to do. That's
Yeah.
not surprising to me. But there's actually some cool stuff. The director of this movie is Les Mayfield, I think, and he directed Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, the Christmas
Like
movie.
the 90s movie that I think. And then one of my other favorite movies, Encino Man. with
That's a
Brendan
great
Fraser.
movie.
It's a great movie. And he directed Yeah, Flubber and this one, yeah.
Wow.
I just watched. I was talking about the Joe Blow videos on YouTube. They have the "What the hell happened to Brendan Fraser."
Oh,
Had
nice.
a really interesting
he has
career.
a sad story.
It is a sad story, but he was great in The Mummy. He was
Oh
so
my
much better
God.
than Tom Cruise. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see the Tom Cruise one.
I had
not
it on as
missing
background
much.
sound one night. I started watching it, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But somebody took all of the clips of with him screaming and just cut them together with no
Nice.
other sound, just him like,
Nice. No, I'll watch that for sure.
it's
Yeah.
it's insane.
I don't need to
That
watch
should
that
have been
movie
the
at all.
movie.
I'd watch that again.
Yeah.
I will.
That plane
Going
clip.
to sleep watching listening to Tom Cruise just screaming. Nice.
So Flubber.
Also, John Hughes produced this or something, of Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Weird Science. I was like, what the fuck are you doing
Well,
here?
this kind of feels like it's along those lines, kind of campy, cheesy.
Yeah, just more kidded down because it's Disney.
Well,
'Cause
there were points
there was
where
a naked one. Well, she wasn't. You didn't
a
see
Yeah.
the things,
scantily
but-
clad robot, a robot turned herself into like a.
That
Yeah.
was too much.
There's very creepy undertones in
Yeah.
that robot. Like this is what he's
I
like. Is
know.
it a kid movie? I'm like, yeah, I think so. This is interesting.
Upsetting.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that this came out in 1997, I have a strict critique about movies that came out in 1997 because Jurassic Park came out in 1997. So if you're going to have effects, practical, and CGI, they need to be as good as that. Otherwise, it's trash because we've seen it's possible.
I think I read Spielberg wanted to be a part
He
of this
did,
for a
yeah.
while, yeah.
And
I
for
read
some
that.
reason, John Hughes or whoever Disney was like, no.
Okay, I think Spielberg dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do Jurassic Park because I really wanted to get involved with Flubber. You know,
What is Flubber?
Yeah.
You'll see. You'll see.
that is what made that's what made me the angriest in this movie. Not not all the dumb stuff that happened, but the fact that it's called Flubber just because it's flying rubber.
Rubber.
That's the only reason.
I do that kind of stuff just as a joke. I'm just walking around like, oh, it's like this. You just combine the two words. You're like, you're not serious about it. Like it would have been like Flubber. All right, let's get a real name for it now.
Yeah.
Nope, that's what we're sticking
Yeah.
with. Well, and okay, where do we want to start? Wait, hold on. Which one of you wants to tell people what this movie's about?
Oh, it's your pick. Oh, God. I'll let
Yeah.
Jayden do it.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know if you heard the last time I tried to describe it. So, Flubber, what it's about is there's this scientist who apparently doesn't have memory whatsoever, and he's working at a college that is getting shut down, and his soon-to-be wife / maybe soon-not-to-be wife is the president, and the college is collapsing or something. And this professor makes, for some reason, combines a bunch of energy with rubber to make this amorphous green blob that bounces, I guess, really well. It has a lot of energy, and then there's a basketball game. And I think if you check it out, I'm every single one of those points is correct.
You every single point.
Plot points all
Yeah,
summed up.
in
right
that order.
The basketball game is the epic crescendo to this
Yeah.
ride. It's-
I guess it was a Disney cliche at that point to just be like, it has to be some sort of
Sports
big
game.
sports event. People like sports, right?
basketball. I was suggesting Flubber dodgeball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Way
yeah.
Just think of you get 5 dodgeballs ripping around that place that can't stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
You guys ever play that game in high school? We called it the gauntlet. So instead of playing a dodgeball, we would set up all the big gymnastic mats and stuff
On their ends?
on their ends and stuff down the
yeah.
middle, and you just have all the kids run. Oh,
Yeah.
you have 5 kids or whatever run down while all the other kids were whipping dodgeballs at
yeah.
them and trying to hit them.
Oh, yeah. We called that Mission Impossible.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, here I gotta ask. We've talked about this before. Do you know about Chicken Fat Day?
Chicken Fat Day.
Chicken Fat Day. It was a day of exercise at Canadian schools. It was. I googled it. It was a thing created by some dude in the States to encourage fitness in
No,
schools.
you're wrong.
No.
It was created in the States, and we
was
were just
created in the
like,
States.
Chicken Fat Day.
Yeah.
We got it.
Well,
Canada.
Manitoba school. We did it.
Oh,
But,
well, Manitoba school. So let's just. let's wheel it back here for a second, okay? Let's not.
Oh,
Chicken Fat Day makes, if you had brought it up as, hey, in Manitoba we did Chicken Fat Day, that would make sense.
Touchdown every morning, 10 times, not just now and then. Give that chicken fat back to the chicken and don't be chicken again. No, don't be chicken again.
It was just weird though. I even remember the songs. Like there were songs to tell you what to do, like push up every morning 10 times.
To avoid chicken fat, bitch.
Go, you chicken fat, go away. It had. I'm going to show you after. I'm going to blow your mind.
That's very upsetting.
You wait.
Yeah.
You will see. I'm going to edit it in here too. It's weird. It's
Chicken
weird.
Fat Day.
It's a thing.
All I remember is like Terry Fox runs.
Terry Fox run. I remember Lollipop days. That's kind of the opposite though.
Remember-
You guys are like fitness, and I was like lollipops.
Pizza day, hot dog day,
Oh, yeah.
track and field day.
Call it
Hot lunch day.
Hot lunch day,
Hot
baby.
lunch
That's
day.
it.
Hot lunch day. You got like a Little Caesars $5 hot and ready and some juice boxes.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
went to town. You're in your classroom and you're like, this is the best lunch ever.
Yeah.
I always loved pizza day because you had to pre-order it
Yeah,
2
exactly.
days in
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
on
You
Friday.
fill
we're gonna
out your
get
little
pizza.
slip.
I don't know how many. I don't remember there being that many options though. I
No,
feel
there's like hot
Yeah.
dog,
Yeah.
Like pep-
pizza.
Ooh, what?
Not hot dog
Oh,
pizza.
okay.
Hot dog,
I'm
comma,
sorry,
pizza.
chicken fat.
Yeah. Hot dog pizza.
It is gross though. Ah.
I like both those, so hot dog pizza doesn't sound too bad for me.
I grew up not that wealthy. Hot dog
Yeah.
pizza was a real part of my life.
Yeah.
We use bread for hot dog buns. That's like
Or we've
using
had
the-
we had this discussion before, making like sugar toast for a
yes,
snack.
cinnamon
With
sugar toast.
Yeah.
Toast, butter, cinnamon, sugar
white
on
bread.
top. Just
Yeah.
pure sugar.
The poor man's
I'm glad
dessert.
there's a video because now you can see my judgment too. Yeah, that's weird.
Hey,
but
whatever,
okay,
man.
yeah.
It's 2
I
against
love
1.
how
Sure,
I love
yeah.
how Jayden was just like, I didn't grow up wealthy, and then
Yeah.
Jeff and I are like,
Hey.
Yeah, we didn't
poor
either.
person dessert, sugar toast, and you're like,
That wasn't dessert. That
no
was
thanks.
breakfast.
Yeah.
That was breakfast.
Or an after school snack.
Yeah.
No
Oh.
wonder there was chicken fat day.
After-
Fuck.
Yeah,
After
just
school.
eating sugar and carbs, baby. That's what I need.
Oh my god.
After school was always pizza pops. You know, if you microwaved them too long, they got the hard corners.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, that
I
was
know.
like
I'm on this side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like the biggest turnoff. You bite into it, and it's just like.
That's the
It's
thing.
like crust.
Everybody was so obsessed with the middle, like innards of the pizza pot. No, I feel the same way about bread, like sandwiches and stuff. The crust,
Yeah.
If you get a
The
little bit
butt
of pizza
ends.
stuff, yes, that's the good stuff.
the heels,
ends
the
of
bread heels,
Yes.
Yeah.
I've for my entire life I've called them the bread butts.
bread butts. I've heard them called bread heels on Trailer Park Boys when they're like dipping them in bacon fat,
Oh yeah.
dipping an old dirty bread heel in
I grew
bacon
up.
grease.
I grew up in the town that the first couple seasons of that show was
Really?
filmed. Yeah.
Really?
It's in like
Trollo, Nova Scotia. Is where
Wow.
the Trailer Park was originally. I think they changed it after a while, but I spent like 4 years there. Yeah.
that place is like my sister used to live out in Guysborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
I said okay like I knew it, but I.
It's north of Halifax.
Okay, yeah.
And when,
So-
when Bubbles had a bar back then, he had
okay.
Bubbles Mansion.
Bubbles
and
Mansion.
yeah, my sister sent me a picture of Jonathan Torrens, her, and Bubbles.
Nice.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, just in Bubbles Mansion.
Just
party." I'm like,
hanging out. What?
they looked. It's weird because
They're
like,
all like engineers.
really?
Yeah. They
Wow.
all have like engineering degrees.
You think
or something.
you have to be super smart to talk like Ricky,
Yeah.
like just to turn that on and
Yeah,
turn it off
for sure.
Because some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, you're like, who?
What?
Who even imagines this? Like, have you watched the animated series at all?
No.
It's amazing. It's
Is
on
that-
Netflix. It's amazing.
Is that-
They got 2 seasons out now.
Oh,
It's like they're just gonna keep that show rolling forever.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wouldn't doubt if they have another.
Do
10
they do the voices?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
okay.
the same, and Leahy's in it as a ghost.
Oh my God.
But his audio is actually all of his recorded audio cut into dialogue.
Oh wow.
So it's not someone else doing his voice. It's
Okay.
him. It's his voice.
But he's just
cool.
said enough stuff, enough Leahy
Yeah.
stuff that they can just edit Leahy in forever.
It's insane. It's
Yeah.
nuts. It's so well done, and the
Yeah.
stories like they've already done 2 episodes, like 1 in each season of them flashing back to when they're like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And those episodes are fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
It's,
nice.
it's worth checking out.
That's funny.
Okay, so we got our explanation. Oh man, the tech that this guy has in his house, like,
Ridiculous.
right
Yeah.
off the bat, he's got robots cooking him breakfast, flipping the pancakes.
seeing that type
The
of thing.
laser egg. He had
Yeah.
an egg laser.
Yeah.
He had an egg laser.
And then there's people that are like, no, AI and robots are terrible. Fuck that. If I could be asleep and
No,
goddamn robots in
no.
my kitchen making me
Wrong.
breakfast,
As soon as
hell
it,
yeah.
as soon as it comes, then it comes rolling in there with that laser on your neck.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm ready.
No.
Death by robot.
I don't want Sylvia coming into my room late at night. And that's the problem with robot AI.
Weebo trying to rape you.
Yeah,
in there with a hologram.
Yeah.
That thing is
She
creepy.
was so. Oh, it was too much. And what pushed it over the edge was the fact that the person who voiced Weebo is Jodie Benson, the Little Mermaid.
Oh.
So, you know,
Wow.
I'm just waiting for Weebo to be like, look at this stuff. Like,
There was a lot of like when we were watching it, I made a lot of references to like just other Disney movies.
Yeah.
Because it just there was
'Cause
just so
they
many
can.
scenes. Yeah. There was just so many scenes that I was like, this is just from another Disney movie.
although one thing I found interesting at some point as a part of like throwaway dialogue, Weebo she made a comment. She's like, are you Darth Vader or something? And I was like, got permission, did you?
Yeah, or maybe they edited that in.
Maybe.
Like, we own them now. Put it in.
Yeah.
They're just tucking Star Wars shit into all the old movies.
I even mentioned like she had so many different like clips coming up on her head screen.
Oh, she had like YouTube built in from
Yeah.
'97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't remember. Like I don't think you could have that many. Like there were even that many video clips.
Yeah,
out.
microchips were just huge, and her whole body was a microchip.
Yeah.
I guess.
Weebo.
She's just completely floppy disk.
Yeah.
That thing. Yeah, that thing was.
She's so
Very
creepy.
The movie's basically more about the story of a jealous robot trying to
Yeah.
sabotage the relationship.
I would have watched the
Yeah.
fuck out of that.
Yeah, because then by the end she's like, "Oh my god, what have I done? I better go tell Jane the truth
Yeah.
and like record it." That's
You
even creepier.
remembered her name was Jane?
Is it Jane?
No, her name's Sarah.
Sarah. Whatever.
God,
I
well.
said it with such. I'm like, this
Dude,
is what it is.
I was
Jane.
like, maybe it was Jane.
Sarah, written all over.
I wanted to mention there was a jet engine in his front yard. Is one of the first thing it pans down, and there's just a jet engine as it pans by, and it's smoking. And I got it was COVID, so I had my truck. I have two vehicles, and I had my truck parked outside my place. But I didn't need the insurance, so I got rid of the insurance. The next day, I had a neighbor call and like report me for having an uninsured vehicle on the road. Dude has a jet engine in his front, a running jet engine in his front yard.
And
He's just fine.
Suburbia's like, that's none of my business.
Well, he also had plutonium in his basement.
Yeah.
So I think this guy's got some connections.
And as far as we're concerned, his house blows up on a regular basis.
Yeah. But he's
no,
fine.
no fire department, no cops show up. No neighbors are like, what? He blew up again.
I wanted to bring this up because it wasn't until halfway through, probably more than halfway through the movie, that I put together that this man's name, his last name is
Brain Nerd?
Nerd.
Yeah.
That's literally his name.
I think that's the only time they said it was like later in the movie.
Was it?
I don't remember hearing it anywhere else.
Yeah,
because like
maybe
as soon as they said it, you were like, brain nerd?
That's insane.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think that was something that maybe they left out on purpose. They were like, this is kind of cheesy.
Yeah, it's too on the nose.
Yeah, let's leave it till the last 20 minutes.
How can someone so fucking like smart be so stupid though?
That's the unbelievable part of this movie. I think
Yeah.
with this character, it's like he's forgetting everything he's supposed to do. And even as a robot that he's
But then he's
created.
talking about E equals MC,
Yeah.
like being a scientist on the board when he walks into the classroom. But he's like, oh, I'm not getting married today, I guess.
and doesn't recognize any of the people, like doesn't know that he doesn't recognize anybody in the room.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
if you're teaching a class,
Yeah.
you're gonna get to know some of your students.
And
You're
also,
gonna
wouldn't you
recognize
be like,
faces.
why are there fucking
Why are
naked
they all
people in
drawing?
here?
Yeah, why are you all
Class.
painting? Put the paint
Yeah.
away. Get your
Yeah.
pencils.
Yeah.
In
Put
college,
your-
I couldn't have my cell phone out, let
Yeah.
alone just be doing something else completely.
And there's naked people in your science
Yeah.
class. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bud.
Yeah.
So it was an unbelievable character because it just
I think that's why he was trying to make Flubber, was just to give himself a new brain so he could learn his stuff. I think that was the
Yeah.
plan.
But I still don't understand what he was set out to make.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
And he's just happy with this gelatinous cube. I'm getting ahead of us.
And like another thing with him, I didn't have a chance to look this up, but if you're a professor at like a college, don't you need a PhD in what you're teaching? I looked at, nobody calls him doctor, and I looked it up, and he's Professor Philip Brainerd, and Sarah's like Dr. Sarah so and so.
I think you can still be a professor then.
Yeah.
I think there's like
No.
professor, and then maybe he's working as a professor to give
Yeah,
speeches.
this isn't Harvard. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a technicality here.
I don't know.
He's like unbelievable because he's not a real doctor.
Well, yeah.
But he's just he's missed. Okay, now we meet
How did he
Sarah
get hired?
because he's missing his wedding for the third time.
Yeah, fuck.
Third time.
Number 3.
Shame on her.
Yeah.
Why
Oh,
is
hey,
would she
hey,
still?
that's not victim blame here. She's doing her goddamn best, okay?
True.
She's
And
just trying
like,
to get married.
Sarah, really? You can't find anyone else? Anyone else that'll actually like just show up at the wedding?
The heart wants what the heart wants,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, but she's, you know what? They're equally to blame. She's forgetful, and he's not. Like he's forgetful, and she should have like put a handler on him or something. Like,
Yeah.
make sure he's.
Well,
gonna show up.
Weibo was supposed to remind him, but she's a vindictive little bitch and deletes his calendar.
You'd think
Hey,
that
it flashed on the screen. He
was
could
looking
not
down.
tell him.
Yeah.
He was just too dumb to look at the
True.
actual schedule.
Well, and why like that schedule itself seemed a little silly because it only showed one thing at a time.
Yeah.
You think you created this thing like make it show all of your appointments
Yeah.
and then be able to click on each individual one.
Yeah,
All
for
her
sure.
storage is taken up by Disney.
My
Plus.
God,
The
the
film
giant chip.
bits, yeah.
The giant chip.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was insane that like just and this is just my like I got married and so this is nitpicking too much. She's getting fitted for her dress like not the
Yeah.
final fitting, but they're like taking measurements and stuff the day of the third try at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is she getting fitted again?
Yeah.
I think well maybe she might have gained a little weight. Or
But on
lost
the
a little weight.
day of,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, that doesn't happen the day of. That
No way.
happens weeks in
Yeah.
advance.
Well, the timeline of the wedding day too just seemed like we at one point where I was really confused because all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, Weibo cancels it completely."
Yeah.
and then all
Weibo's
of a sudden
like,
it just shows up and it's like 6:30, and she was saying 6:30, but originally it said 6.
6, yeah.
It
Yeah.
said 6:00, and the wife's like 6:30, honey, just be there. Like,
well,
you're-
that's the built-in because I bet you he was supposed to be there at 6 and it started at
Yeah.
6:30, and she was just like, "Well, if you come, at least come for when it starts."
why would if you know he's gonna forget or be late, tell him to show up at 3.
But then he's just there and he's like, I guess it's not today, and he leaves.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Well, people would be there before. There'd be a sign, you know, brain nerd and
You've never been to a
Brain
wedding,
nerd.
really?
people just show up 5 minutes before. They get in there and they leave.
Mr. and Mrs. Brain Node wedding today in 3 hours. Well, I
Brain
guess there
nerd.
probably is.
They didn't even shoot anything of an actual wedding.
No.
Which I thought was funny. You get the one shot her in her wedding dress crying, and it's like, okay, that's it. That's all
And
you
there
get.
was that weird. Okay, so we've already talking about the wedding. We missed something because we get introduced to. I still don't know his name.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter.
Who's I guess in the '90s just generic asshole
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
It's just in every
He
has
just has that face.
He does.
That
He has
asshole
that
face.
fuck face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm better than you.
I'm not sure that's how I've heard the word fuck face used before. I guess it is. Yeah. No, that's fair. I thought it was funny that he literally goes into the classroom and he's talking to Robin Williams and he's just like, "Yeah, I steal all your ideas and I do this and I'm an asshole and you're smarter than me, but I hate you and I'm gonna steal your wife." And you're like, "That's a lot of you shouldn't be telling us your secret evil plan, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus they've known each other for years. Like you pointed out, he's like, why are you telling him all this stuff? I'm sure he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for our sake. Like, maybe there's somebody in the room. I'll say it out loud. He's like, yeah, I know. You've done all that, you dick. Okay, so this is when he discovers Flubber this tonight.
Flying
So he
over.
blows himself up.
The movie moves very fast.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Oh, I do.
And then it drags.
I do love it when he actually opens that container. So now it's like starting to get cold, and he fucking like, oh, better just pop this thing open. You can see the pressure gauge is just cranked right up. Pops it open, and his face is just right above
Yeah.
the
The
opening.
camera angle is through the tube when you see his whole face.
Like, is that like protocol? Like, okay, just place your face over the
Maybe
opening.
that's why he can't retain any information.
Yeah. Well, maybe the plutonium that he's
Yeah.
eating away at his brain.
Yeah.
And like I have in my notes, I have scientist inventor in quotes here because he's so anal about taking all his notes and like test number 2, like blah blah blah, and then again he does these insane things where he's like look into the thing or throw the flubber around like a
Yeah.
wild man. He's like Doc Brown, but
Yeah.
if Doc Brown.
Was stupid as fuck.
Yeah, didn't do anything important. Not that
Yeah.
Doc Brown did a lot of things, but time travel.
Time travel DeLorean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, did you like the car in this is kind of a total ripoff of Back to the Future 3.
Oh,
Or no, 2. You know,
Yeah,
two.
when they're
They got
flying
the
in
flying
the
car.
yeah.
Flying DeLorean.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
But a quick sidebar to the car for a second. He describes the car, and the car can go left and right, like a normal car. But it's a flying car, and you need much more controls to be able to fly.
You need pitch,
Yeah.
roll,
Sure.
yaw.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not an airline pilot.
Just name off a few other random words.
Yeah.
You need some chalk. You
Yeah.
need low.
The things that go on the wings.
That's the
Aeronia.
Flaps.
flap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah. No flaps. No flaps on that car.
No, it wouldn't be able to fly.
And
It
he's
would-
doing
No.
barrel rolls and shit.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He's flying into geese.
with no harness, no seatbelt.
Yeah, he didn't even put on a seatbelt. And Weeboo's just floating in there.
Yeah, how that doesn't make any sense momentum wise. She has to be going as fast as that car just to sit.
Just
Yeah.
tracking him perfectly.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
banking with him.
Which doesn't make any sense because he's flying wildly doing barrel rolls and stuff. There's no way.
Yeah.
Not falling out of his car.
Yeah.
Not shitting his pants. Like
Yeah.
that would
He's
be
just like,
terrifying.
ha ha ha.
If geese can take out a 747, I'm pretty sure they could probably
Yeah.
take out
a 56 Thunderbird.
yeah, exactly.
But this, if I flew right now, if I just walked outside and jumped up and went 30, 40 feet in the air, I would be panicking.
Yeah, for
I'd be
sure.
freaking the hell out.
Yeah.
He's just super calm. He's just like, it's no big deal at all. Just like driving a car.
It's all that plutonium huffing.
Oh my God. Where did he even get plutonium? Like he's
What do you get a jet engine?
this guy.
Yeah.
Same place you get plutonium, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so. The Russians, I guess.
Yeah.
But
He's a spy.
Again, I keep going back to this of he's supposed to be this scientist, and he wears like when he does the plutonium, he's got the clamps and the mask and goggles under the mask, but then to test the flubber, once he makes it, he just rubs it on a bowling ball, straps on a motorcycle helmet, and is like gunk, and just goes wild with it.
It's like he's two scientists in one. Like he's got split personality or something.
Yeah.
And that's what this should have been.
Yeah, he's
a scientist with
Jekyll
split
and Hyde, but just
personality
dumb and
disorder.
dumber.
Yeah.
Was it Harry and Lloyd at the same time?
Yeah.
He's dating the dean, or right?
Yeah,
So what-
that's gotta
What
be
is
some-
she? So she's a doctor.
Yeah.
She's the president of the college.
Of the failing college.
Of the failing.
Yeah,
the
that's a
prestigious failing
It's
college.
a complete conflict of interest. You can't be
Yeah,
a
you
professor
can't-
dating the dean or the what do you call it, president?
President.
The president.
It might be the dean. It said president on the.
Yeah.
Oh, then she's president.
yeah, she's President
Why
Jane
can't you?
something.
It's not a conflict of interest.
I guess yeah. It's
You
called,
sign your like waiver saying you're not going to sue the school if you break up. You just can't date your students.
yeah, this is true. Well, yeah, college is just frowned upon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like when he missed their third wedding,
Yeah.
he comes in and she's like, "What are you even doing? Showing your
Oh,
face?"
yeah.
Yeah.
So she's already gone mad with power. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant was a conflict of interest. Is
Oh,
what I
yeah.
thought. Yeah. I was just like, I don't know if you could just be hiring and firing somebody because they didn't remember your wedding.
Well, okay, when
You
sorry, go ahead.
broke my heart.
She's so mad at him, but at the same time, like you knew who you were
Yeah.
like marrying.
Yeah. Fool me
Like
once.
yeah, yeah. Like you can't be that mad at him. You've given him 2 other chances. You know what type of person he is.
Yeah.
Like
You just go common law. Like at that point,
Yeah.
just say screw it. The wedding ain't
Yeah.
gonna happen, or let's just go to the.
Well, they don't
the-
even live together yet.
no,
Man, that's risky.
it's so
No,
weird.
I thought that was pretty conservative Disney.
Yeah.
leaning in there. He sleeps in a single bed, a child's
Oh,
single bed. It's like
With his robot.
Yeah.
I
exactly.
felt like he was waking up like it was almost like a kid waking up in his parents' house. Like
Yeah.
it was very odd, very weird setup. He's just a man child, a genius man child.
well,
Yeah. What?
a weird genius dumb man.
But he throws himself. So at this point, he's trying to explain to her why he missed the wedding for the 3rd time. And this thing is making noises
Yeah.
in his hand, like because we're laughing because it's got vocal cords. It can make sound. So is it? It has his DNA in it.
Yeah,
Like the
the
hair.
hair.
So is it? It's part him.
I guess.
That's creepy. It's part
I
him,
know.
and it's a hive mind that can split itself into multiple pieces and move in perfect choreography, as we find later.
Yep.
This is a weapon of mass destruction in the making.
And
It
it's
is,
just like
And she doesn't even
No.
give it
No
a look.
reaction.
Yeah.
Like
She's
if,
like, "Fuck you, Philip."
if all of a sudden one of you pulled out a little green alien and put it in front of me, I'd probably I wouldn't want to keep going with this
I'd
episode.
run away. I'd
Yeah.
run away.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Especially when you flash it with a camera and it
And
explodes.
yeah, and it
Freaks
just
the hell
goes
out.
berserk.
Yeah. Is that what made it go berserk? And he
It was
took a
he's
picture?
like,
Yeah.
oh, snap a picture of this.
Oh, okay.
Because he starts bouncing it around and he's like, hacky sacking it and shit. And then he's like, oh, take a photo.
And this was all CGI, right? So that means I was wondering, and I think I brought it up while we were watching. I was wondering if because one of the things it said on IMDb you were saying was that Will Wheaton's in this movie.
Yeah.
Was saying that a lot of the things were unscripted, and I was like, because Robin Williams does a lot of improv unscripted stuff in his movies. But I was like, does that mean they just turned the camera on? They were like, what if you had a ball of green energy, and then he just starts doing Russian dances and juggling and shit? That must have just been him. There's no way. There's no way somebody was like, do this, because that's insane.
Scripted it.
Yeah.
Well, Will Wheaton, the only two trivia I read was the first one, and then, I got a different one. Who else was in line to play Robin Williams' character? Because the director wanted him, but they had Patrick Stewart, Tim Allen, Jeff Goldblum, John Lithgow.
Yeah.
and
Jeff Goldblum would have been sick.
Oh yeah, he would have been
And
like,
Wicked.
Christopher Lloyd.
slime, primes away.
I don't know who Christopher
If
Lloyd is.
Doc Brown.
Oh shit.
If Doc-
I even brought up Doc.
Yeah. If Christopher Lloyd was in this, I just wouldn't be able to handle it. Him bouncing from Doc Brown to this fucking dumbass.
It would have just been like a cheap ripoff of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Kind of, just
We've-
without time travel.
We've missed a giant opportunity here.
Yeah.
He could have just been Doc Brown in this movie.
That's
Ooh.
true.
Oh,
We don't know
wow,
what the fuck
yeah.
Doc Brown does in his other time.
Yeah.
This could have been Back to the Future.
This could have been
3.5.
prequel.
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah. Well, I guess prequel,
Like-
I guess 1.5 if you want to go that way. Yeah.
3.5. Marty's dead.
Oh, that's dark. Well, how is Doc Brown still alive?
Marty. Jeez. Well, we didn't say how Marty
Just a
died.
1,000?
Yeah.
Marty was brutally murdered after the events of Back to the Future 3. Just the gruesome ending to it.
Yeah. It's like the end of Stand By Me. Where,
They found a dead body.
yeah, he was stabbed in the throat at McDonald's. So. Stupid.
Oh, okay. So now we meet Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton's addressing his dad because he's pissed off about getting
It's
shitty
getting out
grades.
of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know. We talked about this the whole time.
Who's his dad?
What does his dad do?
Who's
Yeah.
his dad? Like, it's the
He's
guy that's
rich
going to
as
shut the
fuck.
college down.
Yeah.
But they don't say, I don't think they said what he was on that newspaper clipping at the start.
No.
And
Generic rich bad guy.
he's like making money, lending money to other people.
Yeah.
He's got a-
So many antagonists in this movie.
Yeah, he had two psychopathic murderers
Yeah.
formerly. One Buffalo Bill to put the lotion on the bowling ball.
Is that the same? Is it the same guy?
Yeah. That's the put the lotion on the skin guy from Silence of the Lambs.
I
And
was
then
doing
Clancy
his voice.
Brown.
No way. I didn't realize that was. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was Buffalo Bill.
As soon as he came up, that makes so much sense. As soon as he came up, both me and Jeff were like, "Where's that guy from?"
Yeah,
We just
I've
started
seen him in
listing
so
off
much
things
stuff.
because he's Captain Stottlemyre in Monk, the TV show Monk. And I was
And
like, I know that.
And he's the police captain in Fast and the Furious 1 and 2.
That's where I know I'm from. I just watched Fast and the Furious.
And then Clancy Brown
You've got 5
was
days, Brian.
Clancy Brown for me, the two biggest roles were Pet Sematary 2, where he's the antagonistic stepdad who murders his wife and her legs sticking out of a bunch of potatoes on the highway. And it stuck with me for life.
Were they russets or red?
They were russets. They were brown. And then he also well, because red potatoes aren't the red one, or aren't. Anyway.
I'm not sure the potatoes are what we need to be focused on.
They were yellow flesh. Come on, Jeff.
The lady's leg is much more involved. The cops are just like, must have come from here. No.
They came from the farm around the corner.
And then Clancy Brown was also
Highlander.
no,
bad guy
not
in
what I
Highlander,
was
the
thinking.
first
He was an orc in Warcraft. Blackhoof. Black Hand. He was Black Hand.
All right.
Yeah.
There was a lot of I'll bring this. I'll bring one up later because I really like this guy, but it's not till later. But there's a lot of actors in this movie that I didn't think were going to be in here. We saw a bunch of people that were like, I know him from somewhere, and then we looked it up and we're like, oh, he's in a bunch of movies. That
Yeah.
he was just in this movie that I never knew.
A couple of recognizable faces. I love when you see these bad guys were they've been really bad guys in other movies.
Yeah,
It's very strange when you see that and you're like, whoa.
yeah, Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll use the old mob guys.
yeah, yeah.
Hey. So now this is where those two guys come to spy on him, and he makes the cream, the salve,
Yeah.
and he coats a golf ball. He has no protective gear.
No.
He puts a face shield on after the golf ball, but then he's using a bowling ball,
I
which
know.
would essentially be like being hit by a cannonball.
And
Yeah.
not only that, but I thought it was weird.
Ball,
He's a
ball, ball.
scientist. And he dropped the golf ball and it bounced really high. And he's like, you know what I need to do is make the ball bigger and send it sideways like a gun for some reason. And he rolls the bowling ball straight so it comes right back at him for some reason. It doesn't make any sense. And then the golf ball bounces around, it goes outside, hits the guy. Immediately I was like, just because I was like, of course it does. And then the bowling ball goes around. The first thing I thought was like, if that hits a man, he's dead. Like
Yep.
I've seen it. That's like a mob movie you'd see. If somebody's laying on the ground, you throw a bowling ball at
Yeah.
him and crush their skull.
And the guy walks away unscathed.
He's fine.
The
Well-
golf,
Yeah.
the golf ball would be in his skull
For sure.
because
It's a golf ball.
that thing was going fast too.
Yeah.
And then the bowling ball, yes, would have just crushed his
Yeah.
skull.
It came straight down from the fucking stratosphere and donked him right on the head.
3 separate times in this movie because, as we discussed, I guess they're traveling at a forward velocity equal to the rotation of the planet and keeping it perfectly in line for it to land in his driveway.
Hey,
every time.
They moved forward in the driveway. They're slowly losing momentum.
Slow.
Yeah.
But like there was this huge hailstorm in Calgary last month, and like hail the size of tennis balls did like $1.2 billion worth of damage to houses and cars. So like a bowling ball, okay.
Would just be putting holes in the earth.
Yeah.
Not just coming down. Like, what movie was that we watched where the nukes were just big steel rods, big rods in the satellites, and they just came out. Was that,
Transformer.
wait, was it?
Was it?
They were just giant. They just dropped a giant rod, the rod out of a satellite,
like
and
just
it went
plutonium?
off. It went off. No, it went off like a nuke, and it didn't leave a nuclear fallout. Fuck, what movie was that? It wasn't Geostorm.
It didn't leave a nuclear
Didn't leave
fallout?
like there was no nuclear material, but it hit with the impact of a nuke.
Oh,
Teenage
so
Mutant
okay,
Ninja
so
Turtles.
it
Was
wasn't a nuke
was
at
that
all.
GI Joe retaliation?
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
their bomb? No, they're just launching nukes.
Is that with Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
No,
For 5 minutes?
Yeah, he died. It's a rock movie.
Yeah.
But
He-
I thought
it's a
G.I.
rock
Joe
movie.
was Channing Tatum, wasn't it?
He was in the first
sequel.
one, and then he
That
blew up
follows
in the
on.
second one.
yeah, the
They-
second
immediately.
Yeah.
He dies in the
within
first 5 minutes.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
as fuck. Well, I guess
yeah.
post 5 minutes. but-
Yeah.
Whatever. I didn't spoil shit because we did that episode a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch the episode before I listen to you guys' episode before I watch the movie. That'd be insane.
Yeah, it's an all right movie.
Yeah?
We critiqued it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Gee, they're just.
I like. I hope. I've listened to a couple episodes, and I feel like a lot of the time, you guys are like trying to like discuss why the movie's bad, or like what about like the film makes it bad, and I come here and I'm just like, let's watch Robin Williams do stupid stuff and laugh.
Yeah. He did enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
I had this like just continuity critique that extra pissed me off after seeing his stupidity is that this like flubber is bright green, but he's taking this concentration of flubber and putting it in hand cream and a spray, and like neither of the spray nor the hand cream is green. I'm like,
I thought the hand cream had a bit of a green tint. tinge to it.
initially it did, but then throughout the whole rest of the movie they put it on their hands and they're like,
Oh yeah, it's just clear.
yeah, it's
And
like
then-
hand
In the last
sanitizer.
scene, I think it's blue. It's blue, and then when like
It's
the
just
final scene.
It's Windex.
Yeah.
Just put Windex in there.
It
they
looked,
won't
it looked
notice.
like Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so one more thing. This has got to be illegal, and I want to just ask if you guys think this would be illegal. Is that when the golf balls and the bowling balls bouncing around, it breaks the helium tank, and this whole basement fills up with helium. 1, probably would kill you.
Yeah.
In a confined space. 2, and he's ingesting helium because he says it. He speaks in a high voice for a second, which I don't think was like him actually on helium. I think he was just trying
Doing a
to
voice?
do a helium.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then he immediately after being
Heliumed?
ingesting a lot of helium, I guess, helium, if you would. He gets in his car and flies into space.
No, see, this is where he died. This is where
Yeah.
this is the real story. He died. That helium killed him.
Yeah.
And him flying his car and everything from here on was all
I
just a
said
dream.
immediately when we saw what is in the credits, I think as Window Boy or something like that. The kid that's afraid
Oh,
of
the
the window.
neighbor.
Yeah,
He,
that little wimp.
I immediately was like, he looks like The kid. I can't remember
I
his
see
name.
dead people.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, Haley Joel Osment.
There you go.
Haley Joel Osment. I was like, he kind of looks like him. Maybe it was just the eyes and the kids. I don't know. But and so immediately, me and Jeff decided that the whole time everyone that the kid saw was dead.
Yeah, that's the real story.
It's
of
alternate
Flubber.
universe of Flubber.
That
The
makes
dark
sense.
underbelly of Flubber.
The Flubber too.
So then that begs the question: how does Sarah die?
She's always been dead.
She's never been alive. That's the lamest answer. She's always been dead.
She's not real.
We don't know.
It's all that kid's
Weibo
gonna,
killed her.
That kid's gonna get committed after this. As
Yeah.
well,
Sure.
because
Yep.
he's like his parents aren't gonna believe that he saw a flying car
No.
and 2 men fall from the sky.
The aerospace security in this town is god awful. Okay, and not only that, they get married at the end. They get married, and the kid opens the window for the airplane, and they're just flying at airplane levels.
Yeah, and they're like,
20,000 feet at 460 miles an hour.
yeah,
With the top down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we bet is still just in the, they just floating, yelling
Yeah.
at Flubber for some reason.
fucking wee bit.
It's so it's unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
It just defies physics.
Yeah.
Like I would not be comfortable flying at 15,000 feet in a
No.
convertible.
Nope.
I wouldn't be comfortable flying in a convertible. What do you mean? I don't care how high it is.
Like if we're talking like Luke Skywalker's little hover thing, like a couple feet off the ground, sure.
No.
Like no, yeah, why not? No road noise, just so quiet, like a Tesla. Just a little hum.
The Tesla of Tatooine.
The flying Tesla.
Don't
The
give Elon Musk
Tatooine
any
Tesla.
ideas.
Sold to you by the sand people.
Yeah, and then they steal it back and kill you.
That's what you got to pay for the Tesla. The Tatooine Tesla. Okay, where are we?
So,
Oh, yeah.
Shooter McGavin is
Wait,
trying-
hold on.
Okay.
Because there's still, he takes that thing for a drive, takes his car for a drive, right? Decides to turn it off at 10,000 feet.
I
my God.
know.
And then,
Doesn't make any sense.
yeah, flying, because again, no safety harness, no seatbelt, no parachute. He's flying with,
He's
falling
in a
with his car.
He doesn't need a parachute. The car's on the ground. Yeah.
He's trying to start it. It's a Flubber engine. He's trying to start it, and it's like, I'm like, this is not a V8. This is not a Corvette engine.
Yeah.
This is a Flubber engine. Like, why is it like?
It sounds like a '97 Corolla. Yeah.
It's so silly, like that again. Like, why isn't there somebody going that shouldn't sound like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't sound like that. It should just be nothing.
And then
clicking.
he starts falling from the sky, and you brought up something is that originally the car would be falling faster, right?
I think so until they hit terminal velocity. So
Yeah.
he would come out of the car until
Yeah.
he hit terminal velocity and
Yeah.
caught up, but he would never catch it unless he I think just torpedoed
Squirrel.
himself.
And why
Yeah.
does Weeaboo fall with him? She's left like she's
'cause
ride or
she's
die.
obsessed with him. Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna die with you.
Yeah, if we're all going down, I'm going down with you.
Psycho.
She alone can like fly.
Yeah.
She like zooms around.
Yeah.
I would think
From
that
what
she.
kind of propellant I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Before
no
Flubber.
boosters on her.
Yeah.
There's
No.
no like it's.
She's got weird ears.
You know what it
and-
is? This is that Area 51 site
Site B.
S or whatever that dude that crap, the flying saucer guy that used to work there.
Okay.
You guys heard about this?
No.
Rogan had him on as a guest. It's like that he worked on like alien spaceships.
Nice.
He's telling the same story for like 25 years and it has
Nice.
not changed. It's crazy. But
That's
he says there's a gravity engine that they have that they can't figure out how to reverse engineer. That's why he was there. To reverse engineer the flight technology. So maybe in 97 they knew what it was.
Then why does he need the Flubber to drive the car if he already figured out flight?
Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Because was that what he was set out to do? Was to create it for flight, or was that an idea he just kind of thought, hey, let's
Well, even
let's
then,
see if we can fly
even
with
when
this
he
shit.
figured it out, he immediately sold it to a huge car company.
Yeah.
So he was out for the money the whole
Yeah.
time. Like,
Yeah.
This guy was just
Well, he was
looking
out there
for
to
it.
save education, Jeff. The,
Oh, yes.
the college was going under. It wasn't
That's
just a
yeah.
second-
That's secondary.
That's why he's a tough grader and was failing Joss Whedon appropriately
Yeah.
or Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
he is
that movie would have been
hallucinating.
way different. Joss Whedon movie. Ooh.
So this is where the bad guys go and talk to the rich guy that we don't know
The rich
what he is.
bad guy.
Just
rich
call him.
bad man.
We'll just call him gray hair white man.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, oh, this is what happened, boss. He put it on a golf ball first to hit me in the face, and then
Yeah.
he caught it up on ball to hit old Johnny here.
He put this sticky goo on this ball and it hit me in the face.
He's like,
And what
we
they
can weaponize this goo.
yeah. Well, he
did-
said it'd give him a headache. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, should have taken his head clean off.
yeah.
Now this is where Weibo photoshops herself into a
God.
scantily clad young lady.
Yeah.
And is about to sexually assault Robin Williams. And
What
when
I
he
didn't like
wakes
about
up,
that is that the computer thing was like
Photo editor.
But yeah, she was like, yeah, well, there's no way I guess the technology I shouldn't be questioning. He's a scientist. But
we
like,
are scientists.
if you can make a hologram of something you created on the TV screen, when they're going through and she picks the person and the person's there, and then she's like dragging and dropping different clothing. None of that, all the clothing looked absurd. It looked insane. And then the one nightgown that she chose, she was like, perfect. And then that was it. Like it looked like literally copy and pasting. Like
Yeah.
Like
And then the software was smart enough to go and recognize the contours of that and match it all up into
Yeah.
one recognizable face.
yeah.
And also, knowing that Weibo was voiced by the Little Mermaid, I feel like there's no trivia about whether she wanted to or not, but I feel like she should have been the visual for the hologram. Like, that just would have
Yeah.
made sense.
Why'd
Well,
you
I don't
pick
know
the
about the
name
mermaid
Sylvia?
bottom, but
I know.
the red hair is cool.
Let's not jump over not wanting mermaid bottom.
How's she standing on that tail? She's laying there.
She Philip.
I can't talk.
Yeah, and then she almost kisses him, and Philip wakes up in time, and she's like, "Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
no!"
Oh,
Doesn't
shit,
realize
whoops.
he's seeing a ghost,
Yeah.
and then runs downstairs, and she just plugs herself into the wall.
And pretends to be
close-
sleeping.
It's like a kid getting caught at a computer that they
Watching
weren't supposed to be on. No. Back up into the wall.
Pretending to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, and he doesn't even make any mention of it. He
No.
saw it.
Yeah.
He's like, I just had a craziest dream. She's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
don't. And he's like, oh, it's something totally different. Just,
And I love how convincing is just to open her screen
Yeah.
and play like somebody, yawning.
The drooling
you must
dwarf.
be tired then. Yeah.
You liar. I thought, okay, so now he's going to, I don't know why I thought, he went to the basketball court here.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so Shooter McGavin's trying to steal Robin Williams' fiance.
Yes.
And he's,
yeah.
he's doing the wheeling and dealing, trying to get her to. And he's very creepy
Yeah.
about the whole thing because he's like, come to the basketball game, and if your team wins, because I guess he's from the other college or something, he's like,
Yeah.
if your team wins, you'll buy me dinner. But if my team wins, you come for the whole weekend
To the
in
mountains. Yeah.
That doesn't seem
Never
very
to be
even.
seen again. And then, like, when they're at her house and Robin Williams is spying on her, like, in his flying car, he's like, do you want more wine? Like, she's
That
like,
was
no, I'm good.
both me and Jeff went, oh, because he was like, it's finally nice to be able to hang out with you without, Brainode hovering over us. And then it zooms out to him, and I was like, fuck.
Literally hovering.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys.
Brutal. But so they go to this basketball game, and I guess Brainerd, Robin Williams, decides that he wants to cheat
Yep.
and flubberize
Yeah.
the basketball
I
team.
just said he's doping their shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And I think if I had to choose any sport to use flubber on, it wouldn't be low-level college basketball. Like we talked about it, I was like Barry Bonds, like baseball. Immediately, I
Yeah.
could do that.
He hit it 2,000 feet. What a record.
Yeah.
At that point, first base is just the moon. Okay.
I said earlier, dodgeball would be fun to watch and be awesome. You could do track and field. Would be crazy. Like just imagine
Oh,
the
yeah,
long
high
jumpers.
God, hold on,
High
but
jump.
yeah.
Yeah.
5-second hang time.
And also, the college basketball team, the rich school looked like huge NBA players, and then the shit school looked like high school players.
And my favorite actor that I saw in this movie is Sam Lloyd as the basketball coach. Rest in peace, Sam Lloyd, which sucks, but he's so funny as the basketball coach. And the scene where he's trying to like pump up the guys, he's like, the other team are unbeatable, and their will to win is insurmountable. and he's like, but we can do it, and they're just like.
Sure, they're bigger and faster and better and stronger than us.
Yeah, and we are us. Look at us.
Well, how do you even get a team with 5 players? You can't. You can't legally have like a team with 5 players. You gotta have backups.
How many people are on a basketball team?
Well,
Like,
I think at least a
court?
dozen, 5 at a time, but at least a dozen because
No,
you want to
but
have
you-
subs to
So you
sub in and
could
out.
play.
You could
with
play
5
with
people.
5.
That's just setting them up for failure. Like it's not the fault of
have
these.
you seen the
It's not
coach?
the
I don't
fault of
think-
these players.
I don't think the coach is like, basketball analytics tell me I should have more than 5 people.
But somebody at that school should go because they'd be like, "We've lost our last 108 games over the last 5 seasons." Well, maybe someone should go. You should have more
Sub
than 5
in.
players.
These kids are dying. They're so
You're
tired.
running them ragged for an entire game. The coach, we need a break. Get back in there.
Yeah.
Fucking win.
It just doesn't make it. That doesn't make coaching sense. But they do. Oh yeah, okay. So while in the meantime, while there's a basketball game with high stakes going on,
Yeah.
Flubber is at home because someone's breaking in, and it's deciding to wait. Is the break-in happen when the choreography happens? Why
After
does the choreography happen?
Weebo
No, the choreography
lets her out.
No, yeah.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
There's this high stakes basketball game that's going to decide the fate of apparently this woman's life because she's going to get killed in those mountains.
Yeah.
There's no way. Okay, and going to decide the rich mayo, whatever his name, rich
white guy.
yeah, is sitting there and is like, put another 10,000 on the team, and you're like, this is a low
This
level
is college
Wait,
ball.
what are the odds with this team? They gotta be like 500 to 1 or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyways, so this huge basketball game's going on. You know, it's gonna decide a bunch of stuff, and we just go and get a 3-minute Flubber mambo for some reason. That means nothing to the plot. It
Yeah.
means absolutely nothing.
just
And
to show the CGI, basically.
yeah.
And the fact
Like,
that this
look what
hive
we
mind
did.
can operate as a conglomerate.
and
Yeah.
dance on National Geographics.
Exactly.
Well, that I said too. I'm like, oh, they built a set. Then I'm going, oh, it's just his place.
It's just
but
these
everything is
perfectly placed National
Yeah.
Geographics.
and perfectly lit as well.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
underglow coming up from those National Geographics. How did they get there?
I was impressed that one of the flubs had a dress on.
Yeah.
Made of flub.
Well,
enjoyed that.
I don't
They
understand.
can change their sex at will.
I don't
Yeah.
understand what Flubber is and what the extent
It's flying
of
rubber,
it.
Jeff. We've
Well,
got
but
And it has a
and that's it.
personality.
There's no more explanation. It's flying rubber. Shut up. But like, it's a sentient being,
Yeah.
but with no like respiratory system,
No
nothing to keep it
brain.
alive, no brain, but it has vocal cords it can understand. So it has
Well,
to
so
have
does Robin Williams, like in this movie, and he has
Has
his
vocal
DNA.
So then this thing must be operating on like a microscopic, like a subatomic level.
Yeah.
Like that's where its brain and consciousness is. It's
Again,
in
I think
cell.
we're analyzing flying
No.
rubber too much.
We're not analyzing it enough. It's more than just flying rubber.
Yeah, and then so he rigs the game, and they win by 1.
I love it because by one.
Oh,
In the basketball game, the other coach is like, "What's going on?" in the
Yeah.
ring?" And he's like, "There's no rules about jumping too high."
Yeah.
Now
It's
sit down.
you gotta take them out. Like they're jumping over the scoreboard.
Yeah.
This is after Robin Williams lubes up and hits two students
Yeah.
in the face and knocks them out cold. And everyone's like, "What happened to those guys?" Nobody's looking at him going, "Stop that man!"
Yeah.
rubbing it all over the kid's shoes, and then the kid does a 40 front flip, score a dunk. It's like, no.
Yeah, and then his whole body goes into the fucking dunk.
I love that.
Well,
part.
you'd be landing on the ball. The ball, and your head would collapse. Then your fucking spine, like the kid would be toast.
And then
coming
he's-
from 40 feet in the air.
And then he doesn't get to shake hands with that one guy, so he smacks his ass, so his ass is all flubberized.
And that's like harassing a student right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's unacceptable.
for sure.
Pull this movie.
Yeah. But canceled. But even before the basketball game, well, I guess he went to their college, which is suspicious for sure, not really inconspicuous to go to the place where they're going to be and start. Like he's testing it
Yeah.
out, and he like ties himself one leg to a bungee cord and a bag of cement, and it's like this will be fine, and then flies around the gym, and it's fine. That's insane.
yeah.
It makes no logical sense
No.
because like even if you were to jump off of the balcony out on my patio, you'd
Yeah.
break your fucking ankles.
Yeah.
You'd hurt something.
Yeah.
But he's just going up 40 feet in the air and just coming lightly down. It's almost
Yeah.
like the flubber is smart enough to brace itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, like even if your shoes are slowing down, the rest of your body's still gonna fucking fucking. Like,
I
you're gonna you're gonna lose your shins.
Yeah, I said it to you. It's like when you're on a trampoline as a kid, you get double jumped and your like knees buckle out from under you. Your knees would just
You
explode.
got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for that double bounce. But the ground doesn't have any give, so it's just. I mean, you're just gonna crumble.
Double bounceable.
Because he's like in his 40s in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he's in 30s, but
Well,
still.
he falls out of a window.
Yeah,
also,
he
too,
willingly falls back first out of a window.
That I think he would have kept on going, landed right on his head. Like he would have broken his neck. There would have been so many broken necks in this movie.
Yeah.
If it were like
Broken
rated PG-13, R-rated, Flubber.
R-rated Flubber.
Also, would have been a lot more boobs in this movie.
Yeah.
All Flubber tits.
Well, I have something to go look up. I'll be way back.
Pornhub.com.
Flubhub.com.
And then, so they win the game, and he goes up and he's like, "Oh, Sarah, that was me. I won the game. I did the Flubber." And she was like,
Yeah, whatever.
"Nice fucking try,
Yeah.
Philip."
And not only that, but what? How does everyone who knows about the Flubber not go, hey, those kids have Flubber on their shirts?
No, nobody's freaking out about this at all.
No.
If you witness somebody jump the tree outside, you'd probably have some questions.
I would be running away.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody would have stayed in that stadium after
No.
that.
No.
Or at least they would have been calling some sort of authorities.
Yeah.
There would have been FBI and
Imagine
CIA
those kids
outside.
just trying to get home, too. Just walk out of the thing. Go, I guess they'd change first.
That'd be so cool to be able to just bounce off walls and shit.
I'm
But
a
again, like
bounce.
you'd like jump into one wall and bounce to another wall, and the speed would just ruin you.
Yeah.
Like, we're not superheroes. It's not like it makes you a superhero when you eat some Flubber.
What if you covered your whole body in Flubber? What if you bathed in Flubber?
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. I don't want to bounce around. I just want to lay in
Just
Flubber.
eat a spoonful of Flubber every day, and slowly you will become Flubber.
No,
Your
we
skin-
see what happens
Yeah,
when you eat
it-
Flubber at the end.
Yeah, but that
Violently
Flubber
comes
was
out
like-
of you.
The Flubber was mad though. It was like, I'm gonna get some because it knew it wanted payback.
I'm not sure the Flubber is that sentient.
I think it is.
You think so?
Listen, back to how smart this Flubber is.
Oh yeah, and then they're
sorry.
at the car, and Philip is like, "Oh, can I talk to you for a sec?" And then I don't know, creepy MacGuffin is like,
Shooter McGavin.
yes,
Creepy MacGuffin is what I call him.
Creepy McGovern.
he's just like, anything you have to say to Sarah, you can say to me.
Yeah,
like,
that's not you. The person that's being talked to gets to say that.
yeah,
Not somebody else.
not somebody trying to abduct her to the mountains and
Yeah.
kill her.
Come to my cabin. What kind of car does that crazy scientist drive? It's a T-Bird.
Why? It's a
Cool.
T-bird. Why?
Because it's flying right next to us.
And just know.
You should not
Yeah.
be in charge of the holdings of this company, Dad. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to be this rich and that's stupid.
And at this point too, I'm like, man, this guy's part of Robin Williams' hallucination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. He's just some other dude that's just high on drugs somewhere, and he's stuck in this fucking other person's dream, the other
Seeing
person's
dead
death
people.
nightmare.
Yeah.
This is the twisted story of Flubber. What Flubber's really about. Three
It's a
men.
murderer.
3 men in the same dream.
I do think this movie is a dark premonition of the secondary school system, the post-secondary system in America for sure. You know what I mean? They've got to sell these flubs to big corporations because we don't fund our schools enough, and that's a sad thing. I don't want to get
Yeah.
too serious
It's
on the
like-
comedy podcast.
So you're saying is the professors are creating Flubber weapons and selling them to the government for
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
financial.
Exactly,
Weapons
just to
of
just to
mass
get their
destruction.
college. Yeah.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
but it's not impossible.
No. Well, it's
I also saw. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
that's
also
okay.
wanted to go back and think that he was working so hard to create Flubber. He was working in like the classroom and like at his house, and he was trying so many different things. And he figured out that all he had to do was instead of going from cold to hot, go from hot to cold. And immediately science happened and Flubber. And I was like, that's not real.
I've done it.
Yeah.
You figured he would have tried that. He's not a real
Yeah.
scientist.
No.
That's why I think this guy is just some sort of crazy lunatic. Maybe he inherited some money.
yeah.
Okay, so I've lost track of when stuff happens because the basketball game, I watched it 10 minutes ago. The basketball game, the Flubber Mambo.
So now we're up to So Weebo was sitting at the kitchen table with Brainerd, And he's Brayner's like, I just love Sarah. That's why I'm so
When does Flubber
scatterbrained.
get stolen?
Well, it's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then
We haven't
Sarah
gotten
breaks in and is like, goes to wake him up. I'm like, man, what is up with people walking
Yeah,
up to people while they're
Weebo
sleeping?
breaks into Sarah's place and is like, let
Yeah.
me show you this recording.
And
And I
then
guess she knows
records her
Weebo for
reaction.
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
And then
They seem
Sarah's
very
like,
chummy.
thanks,
Yeah.
Weebo, and like gives her a full-on kiss on the robot mouth.
So maybe
I don't remember that, and that's very concerning to me.
just that's in the unrated version.
Yeah.
Making out.
No, she grabs her stupid ear arms and she's like,
I actually remember that because I said it because I was like, I'm not sure if they use her arms. I don't know because they flap, but she can't pick stuff up with them, and they seem to flap when she's talking.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're ears or hands. I'm not sure.
Just weird.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where, because now we those balls are still bouncing, by the way, in his
Yeah.
in his driveway.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
They've got there's yawning. I wrote down yawning robots because yes, we have Weebo at home watching TV
With vacuum
bot is watching TV with her, and like Weebo's yawning, and all of a sudden I'm like, come on, and then all of a sudden the vacuum bots were like, come on, yawning is even contagious with robots.
yeah.
Man, that's a conspiracy. I want.
That robot can't talk. He didn't make the yawning sound. He didn't. He just did this. Yeah, that was it.
Just the motion. We're like, we know that robot yawned.
Yeah.
Then these guys break in. They fuck Weebo up.
Okay.
Oh my
just wait 1 second,
God.
because now Robin Williams and Jane,
They're on.
Yeah,
they're
Sarah.
on. They're on a
Sarah.
sky drive.
they're
Right?
Yeah.
going up to a whole new world. In the sky going down, right?
Don't you dare touch the brakes.
Exactly. And he pokes on a cloud. By the way. I was like, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, there's no parking here. Cloud police, get out of the car.
It's just Robin's poking. It's $3.
Flubber 3, Cloudland. Did you know? Okay, do you want to know something messed up? If you were to rack up 1,000 parking tickets in the next year,
Okay.
you could just go and get a new license plate, and they will all disappear.
I thought it. What?
Yeah. They don't follow your driver's license. They follow the license plate of the vehicle.
That makes sense.
So if you just go get new insurance and say, oh man, somebody stole my license plates or something like that. I mean, no, don't. But yeah, I've heard this. Like people just get your license plate changed, and those tickets just stay with that license plate.
I don't
with
think
that
you should
license.
be condoning insurance fraud on your podcast, Jeff.
It's parking tickets. Fuck 'em. I don't do this. I don't condone it. I'm just saying it's a
I'm
thing.
just saying I learned it.
I
I also
heard this.
learned
I heard this the other
if
day.
you chop up a body and dissolve it in acid,
Yeah.
you can't be persecuted for a murder with no body.
Or feed him to pigs.
I don't condone it. Oh God.
Always be wary of a man with a pig farm.
You got to take out their teeth though.
Yeah.
'Cause
Go
you
to
don't wanna
put.
and you got to take out the teeth before you feed them to the pigs. 'Cause
Otherwise
you
the
gotta
pigs will
sift
shit
It's
them out.
easier for the pig's digestion. They will go through bone like butter.
Pig shit. No, do you?
So they're on a cloud.
Where are we?
I was just thinking about pig shit.
I'm like, what else
Wait a
does
second.
Bricktop say? I want to watch that movie now.
And then they break in to steal Flubber, and
Yeah.
Weeboo is finally like, I don't know, not a bitch anymore.
Oh yeah.
She's changed. She had a change of heart because Robin Williams said glaciations or something.
Yeah.
He said a bunch of words, and I was like, okay. And then she was like, it's really
Okay,
changed. Yeah.
he'll never love me.
Yeah. I
better
guess
try
all
and-
my robot aspirations are useless.
I better try and patch it up with the girl I've ruined it for him with like the last 3 times.
Honestly, she probably did ruin it the last 3 times.
That's the story of this movie. Is this jealous fucking robot?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's totally ruined it. She's like, oh, I better just delete that. You're not married today, you forgetful old fuck. It's the robot that's making him
Yeah.
forgetful.
Yeah,
She's
for
like,
sure.
he's like, did I actually?
And then Weeboo in the beginning is like holding her own and fucking around with them, but then she just gets a baseball bat to the body, face, head.
She could have just done like a repeated fly into the face.
Yeah,
of
she
just-
didn't have to be like, "Woo," like flying around like.
And she was talking shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, she said something way before she ran into the guy. She was like, take this or something
Yeah,
like that.
she was like, "Kiss."
Yeah.
She said something to the effect of like, "Kiss me, fat boy," except not that, obviously. And then he just like knocked her right
Domed
out
her.
of the park.
Domed her.
Oh, I actually, now that I just said talking shit because I want to go back because I don't know if you guys were listening, but during the basketball game, the announcer for the
Oh,
that
yeah, you were
basketball
laughing.
game was throwing hard shade at that. those
Really?
kids. Yeah, he was like, if the Rutland players can just stay awake, they should be able to cream these guys. He's just like, Yeah. Oh, he was like, yeah, the Mayfield Squalls are like losing their nuts or something like that. He was just talking shit the whole time, and I was like, hilarious.
I will say during that game, Robin Williams like getting excited and like bashing
Hit and shooter.
yeah on the fucking head. I was like, I'd do that. If
yeah,
if
fuck
someone
that
was
guy.
sitting in front of me and I knew them and they were a piece of shit, I'd be like, yeah.
The dude is blatantly trying to steal his girl.
Yeah.
And kill her.
Like, it's just like, I'm gonna steal. It's like I'm gonna take your wife.
I think this is the reason that I realize this movie is based towards kids, because obviously kids don't understand how serious a marriage is. Because she's just like the third. I guess it's a lot, but she, they'll get married. She keeps trying to get married, and then all of a sudden she's dating somebody else, and like they'll
Yeah.
Just like
immediately.
that.
Yeah.
Just like bounced back the next day. She's like, fuck
Yeah.
this guy.
And
I'm
she
done.
doesn't seem interested in Shooter McGavin at all. She's just like, I guess I can't date Rob
Rebound,
Williams, so
yeah.
I have to date his mortal enemy.
No other guys out there.
No.
It's you or him.
Exactly.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she could go to rich white dude as well. That would work. So yeah, they steal Flubber. Weebo dies.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it takes, Robin Williams and Sarah come back, and they're like, man, I've never seen so many zeros. I can't believe the size of the check we got.
Yeah.
They didn't sell the Flubber or
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
So why?
came back with the car.
Why are they coming? Yeah, why are they coming back with money? This company's like, hey,
Maybe they sold
Well-
them the patent. Like, we'll make the
Yeah,
cars.
It seemed like he didn't remember the recipe. Like I honestly thought
He
he
thought
forgot
it-
to write it down, and
He
he's like,
thought it didn't work until he like kicked the thing and was like, ow, and then Flubber was like, hey, I'm alive. I guess.
yeah, it's just it seems like he doesn't know how to recreate it.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how'd you sell a patent? You weren't like, we're gonna sell these plans to this company. I can't wait, because like it seems like this movie was doing that. Like, hey, just better spoon feed you this shit.
And he's
This is
so
what they're
obsessed
doing.
with getting Flubber back, but he's got it in the car, he's got it in the spray.
Yeah.
and it seems to be able to just replicate itself. So he should be able to figure out how to just
Yeah.
make more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole part didn't make sense. I'm like, what'd they pay
This
you for?
Disney movie isn't realistic at all.
Disney logic doesn't work. Because you would think he's like, man, I can't believe they paid us for it. Like, he could have just flew away in his car and never got back. I can't, stupid idiot. Let's get this Flubber out to international waters.
And then Robin Williams with some fine acting, like tears in his eyes, fucking crying that Weeboo is powering down.
Which didn't make any sense to me. Because, like, I guess later he talks about, she's like, she had a personality. I'd never be able to recreate it. But I was like, I don't know if that's true. Like, that would be true with the Flubber because the hair. But
Yeah.
it's not like Weeboo was, part him or anything.
I guess it would be like wiping out C-3PO, like resetting him. You'd still
Well,
have
they
C-3PO
did, and he came back.
Yeah, you'd still have C-3PO's personality, but he
Yeah.
wouldn't have all the memories between
Yeah.
when you started hanging out with him and when you wiped his brain.
But that's a good thing because she's insane.
Yeah, he might be able to wipe out her insane jealousy.
Yeah.
I just reboot her and she's like,
Well, that was the whole thing with the Weebet.
Wee Bet was way worse.
Weebo made a child, like stole DNA from him.
Oh yeah.
Like she made a robot.
At least
Professor Hybrid.
had 2 eyes.
True.
Much better.
How did Weebo lose the first eye?
I don't think.
I don't
you
think he
that
built
was
her
a
with
tragic
one.
accident.
Listen, bitch.
Knifed out your skin.
Oh man, the Weebet was. That just seemed creepy to me though. That's almost
Yeah.
like
she's
that's like
take
someone
care
going.
of our child.
You're dating somebody. You're like, listen, I don't want kids, right? And she's like, yeah, totally. And you come home one day and she's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, she's
Where'd you
fucking
get this?
basting
Yeah.
herself.
I've adopted a child that is not yours, but you have to raise now.
No,
Yeah.
she's like
Fiance,
stealing
not
your
me.
sperm at night, and you're like, what have you been doing? Why do I keep waking up like this?
The hologram was for.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So they got to go get
Flubber.
Flubber back, and they go to that rich guy's place. They are all decked out with their Flubber gear on their shoes and
None
hands
of these
and
people
shit.
have guns.
No, but
Well, except for Robin Williams. I guess.
He's like, he goes to grab something. He's like, wait, hold on,
This
grabs
is
the
one of
gun,
my favorite
just-
parts of this movie.
points it at his face.
yeah.
Just starts squirting.
It started. He was like, he pulled out the gun. And at this point, we don't know it's a water gun, and he just points it. And I guess he would know it was a water gun. But in my mind, I was like, what if he just pointed the gun, and just unloaded a whole clip? Just need to rub it in his face.
After 3 shots, he's like, oh shit!
God.
Whoa, whoa, what the fuck? Why'd you bring a real gun? We don't have guns.
Nobody has guns here. But my favorite part is he just keeps scoring him. It's such a
Give it to him.
stupid joke.
Give it to him.
Give it to him.
No, give him the gun.
Put
give
it in
to
his
him.
hand. He starts holding his hand. I was like, all right, that's kind of funny.
And it's totally Flubber water. No green hint at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, do they kiss at the end of the movie?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Do
Actually,
they ever kiss at all?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think
no.
so.
No, he just makes her cry, and
Even at the wedding? Oh, they don't kiss at the
No.
wedding 'cause he's not even at.
it's a
Okay.
Zoom wedding.
Okay,
It's a Zoom
anyways.
wedding.
So going back to the, I gotta stop getting upset about something that's happening later. So they go to get Flubber back, and their plan is to cover themselves in Flubber, I guess, and fight. Was that their plan?
Apparently.
What if somebody had just pulled out a gun?
Yeah.
Those guys were tougher than them too. Like they're henchmen.
Yeah.
You're a nerd and a girl. I'm not saying girls
Brain
can't
node.
fight.
Thank you very much.
Brain nerd. But the Flubber fighting just seemed you'd have to practice that.
Yeah,
Like
you
someone-
can't just Hail Mary it.
Yeah, someone
I
who
don't
can't
know.
someone who can't fight all of a sudden in like 10 minutes can't learn how to throw a punch
But
properly.
here's the thing: the choreography of that was that's a woman who's missed 3 weddings. She's got a lot of anger.
Oh, yeah, she's
so
like,
she can
Yeah.
punch.
I fucking
Yeah,
hate you.
exactly. And then Robin Williams doesn't fight. He just
No,
goes.
he bounces.
True, he just holds his fist out.
Yeah, and he bounces up to hold on to a moose head.
Oh,
It's actually a deer.
And the very quick. Oh dear.
Oh, deer.
And it's a deer. It looked like a deer.
It's an antelope. for
and,
sure.
and it was
Not a
antelopian.
deer. Yeah.
Some sort of 4-legged quadruped.
Isn't that quadruped means
yes,
4-legged?
yes.
It's one of those 4-legged.
The 4-legged quadruped.
Yeah.
It's an animal with 4 legs. So Shooter gets it in the mouth, and this is where we
That's
And
gonna
it
sound awful.
rips through him. Like,
Yeah.
and I would
Yeah.
have loved to see it just tear him apart. It's in the R-rated
Yeah,
version.
that's-
Just gets
Yeah.
in there and just or like
Just
you
obliterate
Blow
his-
a
out
couple
of his chest
times.
like an alien. Yeah.
blast out of his chest like an alien.
He blasted out of his ass like an alien.
Like, yeah. Well, I don't remember the alien movies ending like that. But
That's the new alien.
Yeah.
They come out your ass.
yeah. Way scarier. It's alrighty.
Is that a shitter? Ah, it's screaming at me.
I'm surprised he did. Oh, I guess it came out. I guess he bent over and it came out sideways. Because like, if it came out down, you think he'd go
Bounce
up.
back up.
Yeah.
You
Damn.
think if it came out fast enough?
Just blows his asshole right out. Comes out his spine.
Dude, if you looked at that hole was
Huge.
okay, and
Well,
it looked black, and like there was like tattoos coming off.
Yeah.
of it.
And there
Like,
were so
blew the
many
desk to pieces.
there were
Yeah.
so many layers. Like those
There was a lot of layers of his pants.
Yeah.
So then we have the ending as like, oh, he didn't miss his wedding, but like, no, they're doing a Zoom wedding.
Yeah.
Because like even right there, he's still showing her that she's not important enough for him to take a
He's just
day
in
off
his basement.
Yeah.
from his basement science.
And
Hey,
like
he wore a top hat though.
yeah.
A massive wedding top hat.
And then he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm almost done." And she's like, "Just
wedding's
be careful."
over.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're almost. The wedding's almost.
He's like,
done.
"I'll see you at the reception."
Yeah.
Not likely.
Well, and then she grabs the wing or whatever that
A
is.
ear.
wee bet.
So it's got to be a hand.
Yeah.
They got to be hands.
I don't know. I hold people's ears sometimes. It's romantic.
Let me hold your ears.
Get over here.
I love it when he does that.
They fly away in their car up
Oh,
in the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
clouds,
The end shot
saying
there.
"finally married," and I'm like,
boy.
"Damn
Yeah, 'cause
right."
my last shot said that kid's gonna get committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wee Bet is just like, "Mom, Flubber's flying around." Like,
Terrorizing that child.
Absolute nuke.
Yeah, that kid. Like I love that because like that kid's never gonna trust his parents. Ever.
No.
Dad's like, listen, there's nothing to be
Well,
scared
as far as
of.
we're concerned, he doesn't have a mom either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's got a pretty, Doug family,
Origin,
walk
yeah.
out, to deal with anyway.
The next shot that got cut out, the dad's like, give me three bottles of rum. No mix, just ice. Let's get over here quick. This kid's driving me nuts, and that was Flubber.
yeah.
it was.
I rated it 4 Flubber bowling balls to the face out of 10 Flubber dildos because you know somebody would market this thing in the
Yeah.
sex toy business.
You think because it's like elastoplastic.
Yeah.
It could.
It could stretch, enlarge, it could vibrate with no
Enlarge.
batteries. It could change its shape and size.
You wouldn't
It could-
want a dildo to enlarge.
Some people would.
Hey, you don't know what I like.
Because it was Robin Williams' acting was great given what it was.
Yeah.
Even though he's playing like a complete moron mixed with like a savant.
He sold
I think it was funny, and I said this to you. I was like, it almost makes me happy. I kind of made fun of it when I said it to you, but I think it's funny, and it makes me kind of happy that they're like the only thing that can like match Robin Williams' insanity and energy is just a amorphous green ball of energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That thing was, it was crazy. For what it was, like it was still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I didn't.
it was-
I
it was
never thought
entertaining.
like oh like when you know what I mean? Like it all
Yeah.
it wrapped up. It was only an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I checked the time twice just to make sure we weren't getting too close, so we can give you a heads up on what time to get here. What'd you guys rate it?
I rated it 1 Zoom call out of 3 missed weddings. yeah.
I rate this 3 back pocket flubbers out of 10 out of the asshole flubbers.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I would rather one of those than the other.
Yeah.
Flubber anal beads.
Holding on to all that kinetic energy.
I wonder, like, how would you weaponize flubber? Would it be in, like, missiles? Would it be multiplying flubber bombs that were big enough or like, like shaped to stab people or cut people?
Attach flubber to, like, an atomic bomb and set it off so it, like, hits, blows up, and then, like, bounces somewhere else and sets off again.
Oh, we never talked about this because that's exactly what you just said, is that he said the plutonium is how you can control the flubber.
Yeah.
That means that vehicle just has a barrel of plutonium in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And if he had fallen out of the sky and that had blown up,
boom.
Yeah, that
Would've-
city's
would've-
gone.
would've
Yeah.
taken the city up. That's why, like, I was thinking at one point, I'm like, you're just driving around in a big nuclear reactor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
With this stuff that you don't even know the true potential of.
Yeah.
We don't even know how smart it is.
Flubber, I think I would, because it obviously doesn't penetrate skin.
No.
Yeah.
So what I would do is, and I think I said this to you when we were watching it, is I would just put it on bullets, so that they would just, because the bullet will go through, but I guess it wouldn't, because the flubber would make
Bullets
it bounce.
would bounce. So
Yeah.
you'd have
Yeah.
like, high-speed projectiles traveling around.
You have
I would think
rubber
if it hits your
bullets.
eyeball, it's not going to bounce off. It's going to blow your eyeball to shit.
For sure.
It's going to blow your brain up.
Like
Yeah.
regular rubber bullets.
Yeah, this shit's too dangerous. It's too volatile.
Maybe it's not dangerous though, because maybe it made that bowling ball better. It made it safer to get hit by, because it
Yeah,
bounced. a little.
maybe.
I guess, but when are you throwing your bowling ball at somebody? You're throwing it down
Yeah.
the alley. You're not like
Hey.
winding up and chucking it at the kid next to you.
I've seen
I
the
might.
Big Lebowski a
Once
couple
you
times. That's how. If you're over the line,
Why you got to cuss so much, dude? Do you want to plug anything? Tell people how they can find you or what you've been up to, what you doing.
yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at JVic ESQ 250.
250? Yeah.
I think.
Something like that. You type in the first 5, you'll get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll look it up and put it on
Got a
for
couple
people.
episodes of a podcast too.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna keep doing it. It's called This Comic Has 22 Minutes. It's fun. There's no political stuff. It's just kind of stuff like this, making references, being stupid, having fun. And it's 22 minutes, so it's easy on your drive to work or whatever. It's fun. It's on Spotify and anywhere you get podcasts. Except Google Podcasts let me on it for a week. And then was like, actually, you can't. And then a week later was like, actually, you can, though.
Oh, weird.
So I might be on there or not. And check next week, it might change. So who knows?
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. It was fun.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Bye.
This is real garbage.